Good morning to everyone. So it's, what today's date? 29th of May, and it feels like summer has finally arrived, despite the up and down weather. So I'm going to have a heat wave this week, so it's all go. And what's on my mind is watering the plants so it doesn't dry out. So this is another self-watering kind of video. And what I plan to do is the water containers here, which I have two of, is to have the water filter through the polytunnel down to probably about the same level as the pots, as you can see here. So I'll have a water irrigation pipe running right across, and then you've got kind of smaller pipes, drip lines, going to each one of these main pots. I probably won't put any drip lines in the chili since they don't need to be constantly wet, but I can add it in should I need to later on. This video will be taken over a period of, if you can see me, of a period of certain days, because I can't find everything and I've forgot half the stuff, so I'm just going to ad hoc it and edit it as such. So what do we need for the self-watering dripping system? What I bought from eBay is these, see it? These are, I think, the 12 to 14 mil plastic pipes, PVC. And what's good about them as well, I'll show you, is they gave me a few of these 90-degree connection pipes, which is ideal because I need about at least two of each, three maybe. And I've also got wee little things to puncture it into that. We'll probably use a wee screw to connect it direct into these 6 mil drip pipes, which should then feed into the pots. Yep, that's the idea. Let's put it into practice. So I meant to have said, I bought these to mount the pipes. These are just 15 mil clips. You can get just normal copper saddle clips, but I just thought it'd be easier for them. These do have a, I can open one of them. You can see it just clips in. It makes it easier for me to install later on rather than unscrewing the whole thing should I decide to, which I probably won't, but they are more expensive. You get about £9 for 100, whereas the kind of metal clips, they're about a couple of pounds per 100 or something like that anyway, but these are more expensive, and it's attached with a screw. And so the idea is, obviously, to allow the water to flow into the drip pipes, I'll need to angle it. So I need to like angle it straight down and a sloping down. It doesn't need to be great, but it does need to slope down quite a bit. As it stands, if I was to make it horizontal, then the water isn't going to run off. So yes. So the idea is, we'll make a fixed point first. About here being the lowest point. Put it that way. Put it that way so I can see the clip. That's basically on. Show you. There we go. So that's just about there. Just going to put it above the strut there. That's it. It's really warm in here. Oh my god, it's so warm. I kid you not. It clips in, like so. So, I'm just going to pull that taut. I thought I saw a pussycat. This will be fine. Now, it's quite fortunate in a way that in my polytunnel I've just got a gap between the window frame and the polytunnel frame, so ideally it will save me from using a, maybe not, if I can just feed it through it, maybe just do that, just do that, and as you bend, oh, you see the sweat pouring off me, oh, so warm. Right, I think the polyphene's preventing it from getting through. I'll solve that out, and the tube's ping back out. Just going to feed this cut long enough just so it gets to the bottom of this. I don't want to get touching right at the bottom because I don't want a gunge or any kind of debris which may block my drippers. What I'm going to do is actually tie a metal gauze in there, Y gauze, just to filter out the bits. Also, I'm going to boil some water so it goes in properly. The water doesn't need to be boiling hot, it just needs to be warm enough to soften the PVC. There we go. Ta-da! Now the idea is trying to put it into this one. It might not be as easy because yep, I can certainly choose the days for doing this, roasting it there. So, managed to put it in there, heat the pipe up, and managed to shove it through into the piping. As you can see, the pipe is a bit wonky, so what I prepared to do, or plan to do should I say, is use tie cables to straighten it. Like so. It's a bit wonky still, but it's better than before. Hope you agree. So the next step is to put dripper cables, dripper feeders, into the main pepper tomato plants. Yes. Need to find it. I'm going to do the other side now. Hopefully that'll be easier. There we have it. That's the pipes in position. Just look around there. And this one will come out here. I'll put a normal hose in this and feed it into these 25 litre cans. That will be joined to that. So I might even drill a hole in the caps, just so it doesn't get contaminated, but I'll wait and see how it goes. That's that bit done. Need to find the wee little things to put into the pipes now. Right, continue on to my self-watering system. As you know, you probably saw the earlier on that I've put the pipe in place. And basically the pipe, I'm not going to go into a polytunnel because it's damn too hot. A hot day. So what you have is the black pipe. You can get these little plastic piercers, but I just use a wee screw. This is a 4mm, was it 3mm stainless steel screw. And what you want to do is puncture the hose like so. These feeders, it's got a wee sharp bit, and as you can see, there's a thread there. You can basically put it in, and it screws in. Add a bit of pressure, of course, and that screws in. If you screw it tight, it becomes just about drip proof. Creates a nice good seal in there. Then what you do is you connect these 6mm micro irrigation hose pipes, which you can get anywhere. It looks like these oxygen pipes for fish tanks, but black in colour, and this fits over here, slips in. Now to get the water to drip, there's a couple of ways you can do it. If it was tap fed, you would connect the other end of the hose onto these micro drip systems, pushes in, and as you can see, there's nothing that regulates the drip, and what regulates this drip is the tap hose, and there's obviously an adjuster. You can adjust the flow of water that comes out into this. What I am going to use instead is these things here, which you can turn it to adjust how much water comes out, and because mine is gravity fed, I'm hoping it drips like maybe a drip per second. That's what I'm looking for. And if your pots are directly in line, you can get these ones, which means your water goes through here and goes out there into your second one. Obviously ends with these drippers, so the water goes in here. There's a wee little, you can see a wee notch here, and that's where the water comes out. The rest of the water goes through, ends up in here, so it drip feeds 2 pots at a time. Yes, that's a theory. Because mine is gravity fed, I'm hoping there's enough pressure for the water flow to feed all my pots, and I've got about 2 by 5, 5 rows by 5 columns by 2 rows or whatever it is. So see how it goes. Yeah, that's one done. I'll do the rest now. What I tend to do is secure each of the drippers using a peg, just to keep it in place as well. that's my system there. The good thing about this is I can remove that once I put another pot in there. So that's 2 rows of 5s. I've just got one more to do for this one. Do that now. It's getting too warm in there now. Right, those who were paying attention will notice that the end of the pipe was open like so. So what you do is, all you have to do is you crinkle this, you bend it like so, and you tie a cable tie around it, and that's all you need to do. However, I was in Dobby's a while back and had this on for sale for 50 pence, used to be £1.30. You get 3 of these, and I think all you then do is you feed it through the pipe like so, bend it over, does exactly the same thing, makes it a bit more neater. So I've got it, so I'll use it. So I'm just going to do it now. What I need to do now is force the water down the hose just to start it off, and the best way for me to do that is use a hose, force water through the pipe just for a little while until it starts dripping, and hopefully thereafter gravity takes effect. Just looking to see if it drippings. So it turns out those disc things were dripping out too much. What I'm trying to aim for is 2 every second, and that's just too fast. Just reduce it. That's more like it. So put it here for now. Come on. So I just need to get myself some. So that's about 1, 2, maybe 2 a second kind of thing. So I'm just going to get myself something to grasp it there. I seem to have abundance of these things, so this come in handy. Just put it in here, and that's it, my friend. That's one side done. Automatic watering system. I need to put that one. That one's coming out, so I need to get that one to that one. But that's basically it, guys. Right, I had to abandon the 2 barrels because they were too low and wasn't giving enough gravity to feed the hose. So what I've done here is I built a bench and then used 25 litre containers. I've got 2, as you can see here, and adding a third one. As you can just see, the water in the translucent bottle is halfway, and this method will also fill up the first one halfway as well. It causes equilibrium between the containers. Now, the best way to do this, and how I think the best way to do this, is the third container, which is empty, use a bit of spare bit of hose pipe. Make sure the hose pipe can obviously reach all the way to the bottom of, as you can see, the middle container there for me, and also the third container. So the best way to do it for me is sit the bottom, the container side by side, and then obviously feed the pipe into the middle container. So by feeding right through, and you can see where it's poking out. Hose. So I'm just going to feed it in, and you'll see at bottom right hand corner the pipe just about to see it there, yeah, just there. So I'm going to do that, loop it, so it loops from the top of the container right to the bottom of the third container, and then basically snap off. Now this is probably the most disgusting bit, but it's the easiest part that I can find, is put the third container onto the ground so it's lower than the second container, and then just like sucks the water out. And once the water starts flowing freely, you then just
put that into the third container or the next container, lift it up, and that causes the gravity of the gravity takes care of all this by equalising both containers. In this instance, it will equalise all three containers, although you can't see the blue bottle.
So what I'm going to do is I'll fill this one up, and that will fill the other two up as well. So I'll pause this for now. In fact, I'll let it run and I'll show you how it's done. Right, the reason it does this is because it's something to do with gravity, obviously, and once one's higher than the other, it forces water one way or the other, and hence it automatically balances itself out. Obviously, if one is higher than the other, it will, for example, if this one was higher up to here, it will fill this one up and it will overflow. So that's why you get roughly all the same height, and it should, if you can see one down here, if you're going to get two, if the water's down there, the other one will be at the same level as well. So it's always good to have one which is translucent, so you see how much water is in it. I'm just filling that one up quicker. Takes a bit longer, obviously, so I'm just filling it up this way, it's a lot quicker. Right, I've been running the self-irrigation drip system for about just over a week, 10 days now, and it does appear to be working well. Some of the drippers I need to fine adjust, but it is doing its work. As you can see, I've just topped this up there with some soil. You can see that it's still damp, so they are kind of working well. You can see there as well, look. So it's dripping well. What's also pretty good is the fact that depending how warm it is, it creates more water to come out the dripper system. I think it's to do with the tanks expanding and pushing the water down, so pushing more water through the irrigation pipes. So it's not a bad thing altogether, just that instead of, I think generally lasts about 3 or 4 days before I have to top it up, and a good deal it is, sometimes maybe sooner, but it's doing well, so I'm quite happy with the system. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that wee quick how-to video, and hopefully give you inspiration to give it a try. Well, thanks for watching. It's glorious, it's sunny. Time to chill out. See you later, bye now.